Yeah, hi Aparna. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Today is Wednesday, right? And so good to see you. Um, every Wednesday, let's do this to have a conversation with you on. You're muted. Please unmute yourself. Yeah. So
Okay.
it would be nice to have this conversation with you every Wednesday
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
we
we'll do
can
it.
join. Today morning, I was thinking about silences and how our children can communicate in silences. One is we have been talking about silences in our communication for the last many days, and we have been relating silences to what we speak or what we communicate, the relationship between what we say and write in with respect to silences. Um, and today I was thinking about many children who don't even have the words and language and the voice to speak, but they do manage to communicate a lot. So we will talk a little bit about what are the modes that you have used starting your beginning of your career. In what way have you given a voice to the children who are silent? And by the way, the silence that the children have is a choice. It is not, they don't have a, damaged vocal cords, or they don't have a damaged anything. It is a choice of being in silence. So, will you help us to understand what all you have used in your, to give a voice to the silences?
Initially, when I started off, I was only trying to find out what they would like to share with everybody. So I was always like trying to, have a conversation with them, but knowing very well that they wouldn't respond. So and it took time. It didn't happen, overnight. So what I tried initially was trying to circle the words and pointing out to words and writing a lot of words and asking them to point. So that's how we started off, and then slowly we moved on to typing on the computer. That also worked pretty well, but then again it had its own limitations, like we had to hold the child's hand and all that, and they were also growing up. That was another thing. And then slowly it so happened that once they got used to me, we started having conversations. And when I was like in a writing sentence format, like I used to write a sentence and then ask them questions and they would circle. Initially it was like some needed help to hold when they circled, some were independent. So that's how it evolved, I would say, from my first year till my 10th year or whatever. Now I think it's almost how many years now, Nandini, since you started? 10, no? Lotus? So, so that way, that is how we started off. While also the children, I would say, they also started getting the hang of how I was working, and they went on to circle the words, and some were even like little uh, better off in the sense they could write with help of with me holding their hand and writing that particular word. So that's how it took off my communication with them.
Hmm. So beautiful. We will, in the coming weeks, we will explore more about what, in what way can we give voice to the children. In my experience, even the children who can speak benefit greatly from our intention to give them a voice. It is not just give them a voice, it is a question about freedom. It is a question about expressing
Question.
their wishes. It is a question about having the courage to be who they are. And also, it is a question of letting go for us in giving the space for the children to be who they are. So, speaking about silences in terms of allowing for the children to show us what they want, it's a very, very big step in understanding ourselves and understanding the children. It can be applied to siblings, grandparents, teachers, parents, neighbors. Whole lot of applications are there. The children show us the way to listen to the silences. It's one of my favorite phrases, listening to the silences.
It is very
Any
true.
thoughts? Any
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would say like even when you sit with them in silence, there's a lot we can communicate and lot we can learn from them. It just happens, like
Yeah.
the silence speaks volumes, I would say. So much we could gather from what they are trying to, teach us. So much of depth is there in that silence.
So thank you so much, Aparna. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
We'll
you.
continue this conversation next week. Yeah.